The next time Finn asked me to go to a bar with him, I kept Zoe's words in mind. It was easy to get Finn to drink, especially when pretty girls were constantly coming over to buy him shots and ask for his number. When he was sufficiently drunk and laughing with a girl from the next table, I managed to swipe his phone. His passcode was easy to guess. I might be clueless about love, but I was top of my class for a reason. I opened his texts and scrolled for 5 minutes before quietly putting the phone back. My eyes were burning. The disgusting messages, the photos from countless girls, I couldn't even find the end of it. He was texting this many people every day. I finally understood what Zoe meant. If he's trash, don't get emotional. Just get out. As we were leaving the bar, I tugged on his sleeve. He stopped, looking down at me with a lazy smile. What's up? That was all for show back there, don't worry about it. I nodded, then said seriously, Finn, I don't think we should hang out anymore. My words seemed to sober him up instantly. He frowned. What's that supposed to mean? Because I added those girls? Or because I was drinking with someone else? I shook my head, not wanting to argue. I don't like it. From now on, let's just do our own thing. I didn't even like bars that much anyway. Doing my own thing sounded better. Finn let out a harsh, angry laugh. What are you talking about, Thea? You met me in a bar. We're all just here to have fun. Why are you acting so high and mighty? Oh God. Zoe was so right. Trashy guys really were persistent. Whatever you say. With that, I flagged down a taxi and got in, leaving him standing on the sidewalk. My second relationship was over. I let out a long, disappointed sigh. Where was I going to find a third? I don't know if you'd call it good luck or not. The senior girls hosted a mixer, and I decided to go. It was at a karaoke bar, with a dozen or so people singing and having fun. I sat clutching my soda, scanning the men in the room, searching for someone who met Zoe's criteria. Finally, my eyes landed on a guy at the front, holding a microphone. He was tall and handsome, with a great voice. I remembered him. On the way over, some girls had been talking about him. Joseph. He was a big deal on campus, one of those legendary figures. But he was also known for being cold and aloof, no friends to speak of, and definitely no girl bros. Learning from my first two mistakes, I decided to be proactive and make my move. Compared to the others, he seemed like a safe bet. At least the same problems wouldn't happen again. So for the rest of the night, I shadowed his every move. When he sang, I stared. When he went to the bathroom, I followed. When he stepped outside for some air, I watched him. Maybe my gaze was a little too intense because Joseph finally cornered me outside the karaoke room. He stared at me, his expression unreadable. You keep following me. Is there something you want? I gave him a huge grin. You're really good looking. Can I get your number? He chuckled softly. There are a lot of good looking people in the world. Why don't you go ask all of them? He had a point, but I'd already tried 2 others, and the emotional return on investment was terrible. So I voiced my primary concerns. Do you have a girl bro? Joseph looked baffled and shook his head. No. 1 point for Joseph. My smile widened. Do you like to go to bars? Swap numbers with strangers? No, he said, looking even more confused. What is this? I beamed, showing all my teeth as I held up my phone. Then you're the one I'm looking for. He actually laughed at that. He was smarter than the others. What happened? Did your last boyfriend break your heart? Something like that. I mumbled, successfully getting his number. What did he mean last boyfriend? Was there a limit? I'd have to ask Zoe about this. Joseph and I clicked instantly. We liked the same movies, the same books. We both loved musicals, drinking tea, and eating at cheap hot pot places. He was also incredibly patient and insisted on paying for everything. He'd buy a purse I glanced at for a second too long, take me to workshops where we made our own rings, and take endless photos. We were so compatible that I was full of confidence about this new relationship. We fell into it easily and comfortably. After our 10th hot pot dinner, we were walking back to campus when he suddenly took my hand. So, should we make this official? I wasn't entirely sure what he meant by official, but I had a good feeling about Joseph. There was just one thing. Every weekend, on Sunday, he would vanish. I couldn't reach him. He wouldn't reply to any of my texts. I was curious, but having no experience in these matters, I swallowed my pride and went to Zoe for advice again. She was lying on a recliner with a face mask on, and she gave me a strange look. Are you sure you're his only girlfriend? This sounds weird. Who just disappears for a whole day every week? Her words sparked my curiosity. Yeah, what do you think it is? Maybe he has a second girlfriend. Zoe snorted. Congrats, Thea. You found a special edition. I sighed, slumping onto my little stool. So what do I do this time? Check his phone again? Zoe shot up from her chair so fast her face mask went flying.